I went here and I got into the cult with Dr. Rutledge. He started telling me all these crazy things, you know. Send me money. No. So what's the deal with salt? Okay, so first of all, let's do a background for all of us normal people who do not have a mini gastric bypass. Salt is bad. Salt is dangerous. Salt is a killer. It causes high blood pressure and heart attack and stroke and death. And salt is wonderful. Big corporations that make their money by selling food have found more salt, more money. In other words, if you salt food, you're going to sell more of it, it tastes better, and they'll make more money. Salt equals money. So they could sell low salt chips, and they do, make no money. High salt chips, money. The only way they can make high salt chips taste any better, add sugar. So our taste buds have evolved over years. We love salt and sugar. Right? In fact, I say we blow off the rest of clinic and go get some. Right? Maybe with some chocolate.
There you go.
So our bodies are designed for that. And in our society, the companies make money by selling food. I mean, they don't make money if they don't sell it. And they sell more if it's saltier. You don't see a big section of salt-free crackers in the grocery store. There are some. They're down on the bottom by, you know, but the salty potato chips, they're selling like crazy. So salt we love, okay? But we get so much of it that it's killing us. In the United States, we get too much salt. All of us, too much salt. Now, inside of us is a miraculous system. A system that, like our breathing, controls moment to moment our levels of salt and potassium in the blood. Sodium and potassium are two positive ions, and they are matched perfectly. Those ions are matched perfectly
Not my phone.
inside of you. So that at every moment sodium and potassium is in perfect balance. If they go out of balance by even a little bit, you're dead. Low potassium, high potassium, if they go up just to change just a little bit, you're dead. In fact, one of the ways they execute prisoners is potassium. So maybe I'll edit that part out too. But anyways, so yes.
I was going to say you'll have a really hard time adjusting to salt because, as an example myself, 4.5 months ago I was 306 pounds, and I've lost 95 pounds in a little over 4 months. And prior to surgery, I had diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high triglycerides. And I was taking like 8 different medications for what I was doing. But one of the biggest things I had to adjust to is starting to take in salt, because you've been trained not to eat sugar, not to eat salt, and all these things. And it was a really adjustment period for me. I mean, I got to the point that I was really looking forward to Gatorade, because when I was young, I liked Gatorade. Within 2 or 3 weeks, I hated Gatorade. And now it's come back to the point that I'm coming back and I can drink on a regular basis. But the salt will be something very difficult to get used to, because it's just a taste that you go, ugh, after a while, but it comes back.
I'm finding it really hard to drink Gatorade. To me, it tastes like drinking salt water.
Yeah, that's it.
I've never ate much salt, and just to drink Gatorade is like salt water to me. And
All right. Well, let me give you a little more background and guidance then on what to do with this. And thank you. I don't know who you are.
Scott Rickard, about June 2nd, June 3rd.
Wow. Hi. Well, you look a little different.
Yeah.
Good. What's the deal? So salt's very important. Preoperatively, postoperatively, we have a very powerful system that monitors it moment to moment. And if you're obese, that system's out of whack. A heavy person's system of managing salt and water is messed up.
it loves you.
So when it's messed up, the body of a heavy person inappropriately keeps extra salt and water in the system. Now when it does that, when it keeps the extra salt and water in the system, hey Trish,
Yes, sir.
there's a phone ringing next door. I think it's in one of the patient rooms.
Someone's trying to, hello, someone's trying to fax this number.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I can shut the ringer off.
Okay. All right, thank you. So a heavy person inappropriately retains extra salt and water. And that leads to high blood pressure and shortness of breath and edema and extra joint and ankle pain, things like that. And one of the neat things about the MGB is within minutes of the new connection, that abnormality is reversed. And it's reversed so powerfully that you start to lose salt and water. And so if you don't keep up with it, you can get low blood pressure, you can pass out, you can fall down, you can have all kinds of complications. Now the good news is we intend to cause massive weight loss. 95 pounds in how many months?
4.5.
Yeah. So that's a lot of weight loss. And do you want to say hi?
You're doing 70 pounds in 2 months?
70 pounds in 2 months, right? And do you want to say hi?
I'm 20 pounds in 1 month, but down 2 pant sizes.
All right, yeah. So, and what's that?
I was going to say that by the third week, I go up to 25, and I was zero liquid, below my leg.
Yeah. So what we're seeing is the surgery itself is tremendously powerful. But like there's a line from the movie Spider-Man. Do you think it's really a good idea to be quoting Spider-Man? With great power comes great responsibility. So the power of the MGB is so powerful that along with that comes the potential that it can hurt you. So you have to be reasonably cautious. Okay? So what that means is when you're losing all this salt water, you need to test how you feel. Now you could get real technical and measure your blood pressure with a blood pressure cuff and things like that, but usually that's not necessary. All you have to do to test to see how your salt water is stand up. Okay? So if everybody stands up. All right? Now, if you say, I feel great, let's go shopping, you got enough salt water. If you stand up and you go, whoa, I'm woozy, I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I don't feel good, not enough salt water. So go ahead and sit down. That's all you have to do. And if you stand up like that and you're a little woozy, you see the spots, you're tired, you're washed out, you don't have enough salt water. And so you need to get more salt one way or another. Now, in an emergency situation only, you could take and open a salt packet from McDonald's and just take raw salt. Now, that is something that they used to do in sports back in the 50s when I went to school. My track coach and my wrestling coach actually gave us salt tablets. You remember that? Okay, they don't do that anymore. That is deadly dangerous. There's too much pure salt like that can really be dangerous. So no raw salt. But if you're feeling really weak and tired, it can be great. Other sources are chicken noodle soup. Gatorade's a great choice. Anything salty like that works great. As an emergency, if you get weak and tired, first thing is sit down, get down on the ground, lay down, rest, take it easy. Take some salt and water, Gatorade, things like that until you catch up. And it's different because of the hormonal changes of the MGB. The MGB is completely modified your hormonal system. You go from a normal heavy person, a normal heavy American, to a skinny MGB person, and you will start to lose salt water.
Is this going to be the case always?
Yes. Now it's variable, it's not the same, just like you're going to heal your wounds on your abdomen, the need for salt will vary. So for example, one of my patients works here in Clark County for the road department. So he has to keep these big road vehicles on the road. And the way he does that, he has to change a tire, and the tire might be bigger than him. When he was 370, if he wanted to break a lug nut, he had a breaker bar and he'd just drop on it and that would break it. and he'd be able to take the lug nuts off. He says now that he's 170, he jumps on that bar all day long, nothing's happening. So he has to get the electric air gun out to undo the lug nuts. But he works outdoors in the hot summer sun on those trucks. He needs sometimes 2 or 3 quarts of Gatorade a day. Okay? Because he's sweating and working hard and he's an MGB patient. He does fine, but he has to hydrate. One of my patients also works for the police department in Henderson at the 911 dispatcher. Okay? She's indoors, sitting down in an air-conditioned room all day long. It could be 120 degrees out, but she's in an air-conditioned chair sitting. She doesn't need any Gatorade. Unless she has to walk to her car and it's a couple blocks away. So, and some people get confused. They say, oh, Dr. Rutledge loves Gatorade. I should always drink Gatorade every day for the rest of my life. And that's not true. Gatorade is if you need it. If you're going outdoors and work on a truck in 120 degree weather, that is a good choice to have Gatorade.
I would like to mention one thing about the Gatorade. There's several different kinds of Gatorade with the same salt content. So if you can't stand the taste of one, you can adjust, because we had to work with her that way.
Right. It turns out that the G2s and the Propels of the world are not our favorite choices because they don't resuscitate you as well. They don't fill the volume of blood back up and make you feel better as fast. If you're eating or drinking Gatorade for fun, because you're at dinner and you're drinking Gatorade as a drink, first of all, we would say don't do that. Gatorade is a tool, as a medicine when you're dehydrated. Otherwise, drink water, juice, or something healthy. Yeah.
So you like just the Gatorade?
Well, the other things are designed, let's imagine you get confused. I think there's something good inherent in Gatorade. I think I'll drink some every day, even though I'm sitting as a 911 dispatcher. Or like, what am I doing now? Do I need to resuscitate my body after a major athletic event, having done this all morning? This is here's my, here you go, wait, here's my physical activity. Look to the right, look to the left, smile. Yeah. So I don't need Gatorade, all right? But some people go, oh, Gatorade, sports, nutrition, I'll drink Gatorade all day long, and they get a taste for it, and they drink Gatorade. Gatorade will rot your teeth because of all the sugar in it. And so Gatorade's a tool, and it's the best tool as plain old Gatorade. And so the G2s and the Propels people have made the mistake of making it part of their regular diet. I'm just drinking Gatorade for fun. Because I like Gatorade, nothing else, I'm not going to have a soda pop, I'll drink Gatorade. Then they're drinking too much sugar, and then Propel and those things are better choices, but they're better choices than those, which are juice and water and healthy things like that. Iced tea, green tea, things like that.
Iced
Can't drink iced tea?
Wait, iced
What's that?
You can drink iced tea?
I misspoke.
I was going to say.
Oh, I was going to jump on that one.
I know. I was wondering, as soon as I said that, I said iced tea and I meant green tea, but thank you for catching me on that. A lot of people do that. You know, they're always watching for me to stumble. And you guys were very good. I barely had the word out before everybody was on my case. You know, a lot of times you'll do that or something like say, oh, and then take a Tylenol post-op for pain, and it's like a class of second graders.
Yeah, you get a little tired.
Miss Smith, I think you just said take Tylenol. I have the manual here, page 25. You're right. Actually, iced tea is one of those kind of borderline drinks where we don't think it's great, we don't think it's terrible. I think green tea, the research on green tea and black tea, regular iced tea, is interesting in that they study green tea and it saves lives. Stops cancer, helps weight loss, all this stuff. And black tea, which is the same leaf, it's just been sit around a little bit longer. In a lot of these studies is not as powerful, but there are some good iced tea stories, some iced tea research, some regular tea studies that are not bad. So it's a kind of a borderline choice if you're stuck. Better to choose green tea though. And thank you guys for catching me on that. So did we talk enough about salt? There you